Hi Leo, welcome to your reading for June 2022. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, those intuitively guided. You may not have Leo in your chart. Some of you are here because you love a Leo and you want to check on their energy. You know, I love Leo because I read for a lot of Leos, but I have a lot of Leo in my life. My grandson, Lexington, is the 24th. He's right on that cusp, 24th of July, or 23rd, what am I saying? And then my mother, who is in spirit, was the 5th. My son, who's also in spirit, was the 12th. My now partner is right on the cusp. He's a Virgo, but he's on the Leo-Virgo cusp. So lots of Leo love. You know, you guys are meant to have the spotlight on you, the sun on you. You know, you have that charisma. Doesn't mean it always comes out, but that is your potential. Like, you're just, like, don't apologize for wanting the spotlight on you. And I don't mean that in an egotistical way, as much as possible. Anyway, don't apologize for that. Let's get into your reading. We're going to start with our Mother Mary Oracle. We're going to take a card, get some word of wisdom, and then we're going to move into the Tarot of Dreams, and then the Angels Tarot. Angels Tarot is one of the newest decks. I guess I can give them a shout out. It's a company I work with, Debray, and they reached out and want us to try some of their tarot cards. All right. Okay, that didn't take long. Trust. It's a hard thing to do sometimes. I know that God, in His infinite wisdom and love, is answering my prayers right now. I know that God, in His infinite wisdom and love, is answering my prayers right now. Trust. Trust that it is so. Claim it. Claim it. I want to see you guys claim that. Okay. Just wanted to see what that was. Page of Pentacles. We'll bring this deck in a little bit, but let's go ahead and start with the Tarot of Dreams. Already pre-shuffled. 9 of Pentacles. That's a successful business, self-employment, manager skills, all that. One more shuffle. Let's give them a cut, and let's get into it, Leo, and everyone else. I feel like there are quite a few people, like, I feel like, I don't know why I want to say 22% here are here because they are connected to a Leo. Interesting, I just get the 22%. Okay. Well, you know, your reading wants to get into it. All right, we start with the Six of Wands. And listen, that is a spotlight on you. Six of Wands is a very victorious type energy. It's a very charming and, what's the word I'm looking for? Starts with the C. It'll come to me. But this is where other people are looking to you and up to you for your actions, because of your actions, right? It's like I put my actions behind my words. This is becoming the leader, you know, the leader of your group, the leader of the people. It's beautiful energy. It's a 6. We're in a universal year 6. All right, we have the Page of Wands. This can be, of course, you at a younger age, a Leo at a younger age, Aries, Sagittarius, Just could talk also about, I feel like some of you may work with children. And I feel that, and listen, I feel like this guy's giving me like the side eye. So in a way I may help, you know, that type of person. Maybe I was that person. Maybe I was that person at a time. And I've seen that. And I've learned how, it's almost like I had a rough childhood. But I've overcome it. Wasn't easy, but I did. And now I'm helping those younger who, and I feel like the side eye is like, almost like they're projecting that they're like a badass, but deep down they're not. You know, it's like what I have to portray, but it's not who I really am. It's not who I want to be. Okay, we have the Five of Swords. And then we have the Chariot. Card of Cancer, your neighbor. I just did their reading. Trying to think if you came up in their reading. Well, it's hard to tell. There's a lot of people. Anyway, let's look at this. So Six of Wands is mirroring the Chariot. The Chariot is about movement, right? This Chariot certainly is in movement. And I know it's movement because it's following this Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is about change. So something I feel like changed here, right? Almost like I took a look at myself or even my surroundings, and I have a clear understanding of what's toxic to me and what's not toxic, right? Who's toxic to me, you know, even myself, like my thoughts and all of that, you know. And this again could be talking about a younger time and being victorious over that energy. But I feel like, you know, this reflection, and listen, it's like really I'm learning who I can trust, and sometimes people are like, you know, faded out of our life, but there's with purpose, right? Because maybe in the long run, I don't know. The Chariot tells me that you must have found a balance within yourself for the Chariot to even show up. All right, let's keep going. Interesting. I know I say interesting all the time, but to me, it is interesting. It's like your cards are just coming right out. Like they've just been waiting for me to do Leo. We have the Wheel. This is destiny. This is also a movement of time. You know, sometimes we're at the top, and sometimes we're at the bottom. Right now, I feel like I'm finding you at the top, or at least you're heading that way. In that energy of the Chariot, I want to remind you the Chariot, you know, it's not some magical chariot that comes and takes you away. No, it's the Chariot shows due to your intention. It is your intention of where that chariot goes. You know, you're the one who holds the power over the chariot, so to speak. Anyway, the Wheel. Destiny. Under that Six of Wands, you know, that's probably why I opened your reading. Like I had this feeling like almost feeling like I don't deserve to be in the spotlight, but yet I feel like for some of you, that's exactly where you're meant to be. Now, it doesn't have to be on stage. It just means, I feel like, you know, it's like you're commanding the room, so to speak, and it definitely feels like it's meant to be. Listen, the one thing I've learned is this type of energy, these Five of Swords, this toxicity, even the Page can be immature energy, right? I'm young, I'm naive. Maybe I'm acting more naive than I am. I don't know, because I feel like I feel their side eye is like, But anyways, I'm beyond that. I see beyond that. What was I saying? Oh, I definitely feel like, you know, this type of energy, and then figuring it out, because you are victorious over it, and that is what brings Chariot. I keep forgetting what I was going to say, other than I feel like it puts you on a certain path where your knowledge, your wisdom is now valuable to others. Okay, let's keep going. We have the Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, excuse me. Funny how I, on the Libra. Anyway. I feel like if there's like a single mom here, and it's been difficult, I feel like, as long as you keep your intention as positive as you can, because I feel like you're leaving a situation and it's difficult, but I feel like, ultimately you're going to be victorious in it. Don't get caught in it any longer than you need to. The 5 is saying, like, let's have this change, and, sooner the better. All right. With the 9 of Swords. Interesting. And hello, Fool. It's funny because something made me pick up a tarot book. Just, I don't know, I had one laying like right here. I was like, where are all my books at? Because I never read them. But I thought, you know what, I'm just going to read about the sun. And so the only book I had is this one. I don't know, the rest are somewhere. But anyway, what was I going to say about... So I read about the sun. And it was saying how the sun is the 19th teacher to the Fool. So that means, whether it was 19 or 20, I don't know. That means that the Fool has met all these other characters along the way. Okay. Clearly, some of you have been in a state of worry over making a change. In energy that, first of all, it's difficult. It talks about, not good communication. And it's interesting because, how's it affecting you? It's becoming part of your mindset. Almost like, where, like, your fire, your action, your desire, your passion. But this feels like it kind of took that away from you. Well, it made it dormant, let's say. Because what was dormant in your life, or what was in the front of your life, was this toxic type energy. And not just that, like, it affects you in, should I give myself a new beginning? Like, it affects your decision making. It affects everything. The Fool is right there, though. So I know this is energy you can overcome. And the Fool is mirroring the Wheel. Some of you are asking, should I? Is it right of me to chase my dream? I guess the answer is yes. Right? I mean, this is your life. Your unique life. We can feel like we're part of someone, like I don't feel like this is my life. Well, you got to take that power back because you have it. Anyway. All right, let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. We have the Magician. Beautiful. The Manifester, the very first teacher of the Fool. The Fool is the last card in this spread. It's almost like the Fool has met up with the Magician already, and is now ready to begin something, to manifest something. If you come here with the question, Can I be successful at something? The answer is yes. But remember, your intention, your action is a big part of it, right? What I don't want to do is allow past negativity to become part of my decision making. Now, it doesn't mean like, I'm not going to use the wisdom. I am, but I'm not going to make decisions based from fear, right? Because I'm going to allow myself to have the clarity. I know this, the Fool can't move forward until this type of energy is cleared. It just can't. They're different energies, right? The 9 is the end of the cycle. The Fool is the beginning of the new cycle. 9, reflection. Sometimes it's good reflection, sometimes it's hard. But it's important. Okay, anyway, enough preaching. Let's get into, I'm going to use the Angel Tarot. And let's just go deeper. Already pre-shuffled. We have the 8 of Swords. Coming over to 6 of Wands. So the 8 of Swords, just real quick, I don't feel like we even need to talk long and, very long about this, because right away it's saying this is energy you can be victorious over. It's an 8. So think about that, right? These are issues that, that would hold you back, where I don't feel like you're meant to be held back. 8 of Swords is that self-created prison. I'm protecting myself. I don't want any more of this toxic energy to touch me. This is the wrong way. I don't want to say the wrong way, but there's an easier way, and that is to see it, understand it, and then learn to trust your energy. Here, I'm not trusting my energy. The 8 turns into that 9. There it is. 9 can turn, really, if I don't deal with it, it can turn into a sense of depression, isolation, feeling alone, stuck, but you're not. We have the 7 of Swords. How interesting is coming over this page, who's, again, giving me that side eye. Almost like, go ahead, try to trust me. You can't. It's almost like I'm telling you how bad I am before I'm allowing you to even get to know me, type of thing. Anyways, this page is carrying the 7 of Swords, and that is untrustworthy energy. It's like the thief in the night. And listen, you don't want part of it. Okay, let's keep going. We have Judgment. Judgment's a call to attention. Major Arcana. It's an important one, because it's saying that you're needed here in the present moment. Why? Because there is a rebirth that wants to take place. It's time, right? It's time. Like the 9 is the end of the cycle. I've got to let it end. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If I don't, boom, I'm like kind of stuck in that 8 of Swords energy. I feel like some of you are going to be so great with kids. And they don't even have to be just kids, all of a sudden I'm thinking like even like prisoners and things like that. Why? Because you have walked their shoes. Maybe you were even a little bit, side-eyed when you were young, right? But maybe that's what it called for. It's like, well, that's what the street called for. It's what the energy called for, right? Because I feel like deep down, it's not really who I am. So, and I'm only saying that because I feel like Judgment is like, it's time for a rebirth. And, you know, it's like I can look at my past and I can be like, woe is me, it sucked. But man, I can gain more wisdom than those with a degree, those who spent their life in college. Judgment is coming right over that Five of Swords. That 5 is about change. Judgment is like, it's now. Well, it doesn't come without a gift, I suppose. The Ace of Pentacles, quite beautiful, right? Something wants to start happening now. It feels like you will be very successful at it. It feels like other people will look to you, look up to you. I want to say stay in the light as much as you can. But that doesn't mean like I don't need to walk through the dark, because maybe I do walk through the dark to help those who are stuck in the dark, so to speak. Anyway, this Ace of Pentacles brings you an opportunity within your physical world, coming right over that Chariot also. Wow. You know, to me, the Ace of Pentacles is about setting down roots. So it's something that I truly want to put roots down, like something that may last long after I'm gone type energy. Maybe I pass it down. Maybe just the thought of me remains after I'm gone. All right, but listen, I can see the importance of being in the present moment, because that's where that ace is, you know, and that's just the way it is. Like, our blessings aren't in the past, they're in the present, right? Trust. I know that God, in his infinite wisdom and love, is answering my prayers right now. Boom, Judgment, right now. Ace of Pentacles immediately follows. What do I have to change? Any of these swords that are holding you back from your potential, if that's truly what you want. We have, well, hello world. Look at this, the world coming over the wheel. Boy, does that feel, that feels like spiritual. The world is the next portal. To me, the world, like, it's much like the Fool. I can't be the Fool if I carry that Nine of Swords. It's once I release that, boom, I become the Fool. I become the Fool, boom, here's this Ace of Pentacles, right? When I get into the present moment, everything starts showing. It feels like, for many, it's like this next portal. Maybe you're like in your cycle is coming to an end, maybe. But there's a lot of spirituality within that energy. I feel like the world is the closest energy to God. Pointing right up to trust. The Magician. Keep forgetting about that Magician. We have the Empress. You know, coming over the Queen of Swords, it feels like your word, like your ideas, your communication, your truth, your honesty, is what other people are looking up to. You know, whether you're doing something for a living or whether it's just, you know, probably both. Like, you know, even if I'm not doing for a living, it's like, it's just naturally, you become that energy. Empress is about patience, right? Why? Because, you know, to get to the Empress status, she had to go through these nines, these reflections. She had to walk the path of each queen, and she did. Not only did she, but she remained loving. Now listen, I'm sure she had one hell of a time like everybody else, right? Probably got stuck in the Five of Swords like everybody else. It's not about like when you overcome it, but overcoming it, you know. Anyway, let's keep going. We have, look at this, the 10 of Pentacles. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles. You know, if you notice, normally, like when the 10 of Pentacles or 10 of Cups come out, I'm like, yay. But here, I kind of felt immediately like, am I celebrating this? Maybe not. Maybe not. This could certainly talk about, you know, it's certainly pointing out where a lot of toxicity exists or had existed, and that feels like within a home, whether it be a childhood home, you know, a family you created. It does feel like that is where the conflict was, and that is also where like these false thoughts developed, right? Because I've told myself so many times this lie, I know it's now my truth, right? But that's an illusion. It's an illusion that you can break through and break free from. So we do see the 10 going immediately into the 5. Okay, you know, so it does feel like there is a separation between these two energies. Yet the 5, which can be a difficult time, right? The 5 is the 5 of Pentacles, is energy of kind of feeling thrown out into the cold. Sometimes, you know, and listen, maybe I tried and I tried and I tried within this 5 of Swords, but it made no difference. Matter of fact, it just seemed to like wrap you up deeper and deeper and deeper. So really the only thing you could do was leave it. 5 of Pentacles, again, I can't control what's going on, but at the same time, you don't really have the luxury of sitting back and doing nothing. I have to tell you also, though, it seems like here's this cut between the 10 and the 5, right? But the 5 normally is a difficult energy. But I always know it's bringing a blessing because it's bringing you towards soulmate energy. Why? Because, you know, you're raising to that vibration. And it's answering you immediately with this Ace of Pentacles. So I fear it. None at all. Does that make sense? None at all. Not at all. You know, I feel the uncomfortableness in it. But other than that, I don't fear it. Why don't I fear it? Because I can feel almost like that greatness is coming. You know, I'm starting to understand, like, I want this, but how can I really have this if this exists, right? Because they don't go together. They're like two magnets that are turned around, right? They're going to resist each other, reject each other, turn around, and boom. Okay, I want to go below because we're not going to end on the 5. Not that I'm feeling in a negative way again. Remember, the Magician is your power to manifest. You know, it's like working hand in hand with God, right? God's saying, I'm answering your prayers, but I also need your action. You know. Okay, let's just go right below. And then I'll let you be. We have the 2 of Pentacles. So, you know, it's like the universe is throwing the ball back in your court. Are you? Can you? Will you? You know, can you? The answer is yes. Will you? That's going to be up to you. You have free will. This is the Juggler's card. You know, feeling like there's a lot of balls up in the air, but there's only 2. Like, there's only 2. I like that it has you making more of a logical decision versus a fear-based decision. I do like that. We have the 8 of Pentacles. Listen, I'm telling you. And I'm getting this in everyone's reading. And I know why. Because I feel like you're drawn to me. And I'm drawn to you. I feel like our guides, your guides, are in cahoots. Eight of Pentacles. This is about building something. Something that will last. Eight of Pentacles says, be willing to go into something as the apprentice. You know, learn as I go. And I feel like if that's your intention, you will learn very quickly. Some of it is just about your own truth. Some of it, like now I can look back at my hard past, my hard childhood, and I can see it in a different light, right? Almost like I'm seeing it from above instead of being like, when I think about it, I'm in it. You know what I mean? That can give you more clarity. Should I or shouldn't I? This is saying, if you're willing, right? If you're willing to put the work in. First of all, how beautiful the Empress is right about that, right? Because it comes from your wisdom. Another 8, by the way. That's just saying, you know, allow yourself to have some new beginnings where some things are not working out. We have the Page of Cups. And then we have the Knight of Swords. Hello. Knight of Swords is coming into the reading. You know, if I was going to say real quickly, what would ultimately do I, you know I have to look at these swords. I know that because they're trapping me. They're stopping my growth, right? And listen, if there's energy around you that's untrustworthy and you know, you can't change it, and maybe you're not meant to change it, you don't have to stay in it either. That's going to be your choice. But Judgment is saying, you know, blindfolds off, like shake it off. Bring yourself to the present moment. Because there's a lot that wants to open. And I feel like this is about really learning how to love you again. Truly love you. And that means that, you know, I want you to look at you in a different way. Like, you know, here I am in this human body, having these human experiences and thinking, you know, that I have to create these human walls. But your spiritual self is quite different. Your spiritual self is like, been there, done that. We can do this together. I feel like that's what the world is when you're walking hand in hand with your spirituality. And I feel like it's a process. And this is the process that some of you have been on. And when I think of it that way, like, okay, it's a process. I need to go through the process. And at the end of the process is the reflection period. That's what the 9s are. Reflect upon it and gain the wisdom that you can. The truth about others, the truth about self. Right? Accept nothing less. So, it all feels like it was a process. Now we have this Knight of Swords. Can be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You know, we had the total lunar eclipse. By the way, I wonder if I saw it. It was pretty amazing. I was going to shoot video, but then I always say to myself, people who shoot video, like, why aren't you watching what's actually happening instead of looking through your phone? You know what I mean? So I just watched it. Sam and I watched it, and it was pretty amazing. Anyway, now Gemini New Moon, the Lovers, Knight of Swords, coming over, you know, what maybe could have been a difficult time, but seems like it's coming at the right time. At the same time, this can be communication, you know, communication coming in about an opportunity to increase your pentacles. This may be just word that you hear, right? It's something that I hear that makes me consider, you know, going this direction, and therefore you do. And it's like, boom, there's that ace. Okay, and I feel like I still don't want to end it yet. because I want to know more about this knight that's coming in. We have the Devil, card of Capricorn. I'm going a little backwards here. We have, so hard to read this, the Seven of Cups. And then we have the Ace of Wands. You know, first of all, when I look at this card, I always see the Lovers in it, right? And I see like the Lovers in their opposing energies. You know, like more in their dark energy. But I still see them as the Lovers, right? Sometimes this can feel like I'm tied to it, I'm chained to it. And usually that's because of outside influence. And for some of you, this may just be talking about your love life, period. You know, like you have a good partner, but then this outside influence influences you. Know it. You know it. Know it. Because again, it's also what is affecting decisions. Seven of Cups, I have a hard time deciding, you know, what's good, what's not good. But the Ace of Wands ultimately tells me this is the perfect energy for you because this is the energy of you're moving into. Ace of Wands is the beginning. Okay, I'm still not satisfied. Now I just want to go under that real quick. And then I promise I will let you go. You know, I have one, excuse me, one of the Lovers looking at the other, but it's the masculine looking at the feminine, but she is not looking at him. We have the Six of Pentacles. I feel like this could also talk about, for some of you, you know, if this is, let's say you're in a current relationship, because again, I feel the energy of the Lovers, but I feel I'm kind of in the dark. But I do feel like one's looking at the other now. I almost feel like one's looking at the other like, what the hell? Like, what are you doing? Type of energy. And I want to say, like, you know, listen, you can love someone, but it's like you give and you give and you give, and they just don't give back. Well, that's not good for you, no matter what title you give this person. So sometimes you have to move on, right? You have to move on. Or, I mean, it's kind of up to you, but sometimes you got to move on. Sometimes you can't clear the outside influence. Because, you know, and why I'm saying is I do feel like some of you come to the table wondering, should I move on from someone or something? And I feel like, you know, it's got to be up to you. But then this Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. Hello. And by the way, we have the Five of Pentacles. Now we have the Six of Pentacles. So we have progression there. Some of you, this is talking about a Capricorn. You may hear word from a Capricorn. Capricorn can be in their chart. But again, I feel like this is more about what was the outside influence. But anyways, Six of Pentacles, this is truly where you learn a sense of empathy and compassion. This is how the Empress becomes the Empress. Right? Because in this energy, she doesn't allow herself to become cold and hard. No, she stays open. And listen, it takes a moment. I'm not saying she just naturally, right? It took a moment. But she finally looked at those nines, right? And she found the clarity that she needed. She needed to see, you know, where was I giving it away and not receiving back? And I feel like that's talking with people, like a relationship maybe. right? Because the Six of Pentacles is looking for balance, as is the Chariot. Balance. So, with the Queen of Pentacles, I don't know why I just felt like pulling one off the top of the deck. Can be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. It's funny because here's this Queen. In the Six of Pentacles, it's really kind of uneven, right? I'm giving more than I'm receiving, but it seems like this Queen is handing this Pentacle over, which maybe balances that energy. I don't know if I said Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, but by the way, Capricorn's right there. But it does feel like this Queen wants to give. Male or female, it just feels like I'm now coming to the table wanting to give. Interesting, we have that, again, that Queen, or that Ace of Pentacles up there. Is that connected to this Queen? I don't know. But I feel like it's not something that she's, it's something that she wants to give. But maybe she wants to grow it with someone at the same time. Okay. I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. Just trust. You'll know where you're at unless you're in the Eight of Swords. I feel like even in the Eight of Swords, you kind of know you're in the Eight of Swords, right? And a lot of this is just due to outside influence. Everywhere I'm seeing outside influence, but that outside influence can become part of you. But that is an illusion also. I just want you to know that. Like, you think, oh my God, it's part of me. Or maybe you yourself, maybe I had a rough childhood and I wasn't the I had to do what I had to do. Forgive yourself. Understand yourself. You know what I mean? We do. And then, who knows? Like, there may be greatness within you. I do feel like some of the greatest teachers have had some of the hardest lives. So, I'm just going to leave it there. But I hope the spotlight is back on you in the most beautiful of ways. I love you guys. I thank you guys. And I will see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.